Welcome to the unique Tennessee Safari Park located just southwest of Alamo. Now, that's where you pay cash only per person, and that's a big parking lot that's also used as the parking area for their drive-in movies on Saturday nights. And that's the gift shop where you can purchase a bucket of feed for the animals and carrots for the giraffe. It's also the entry to the beautiful, clean, awesome 20-acre walking and petting zoo. Notice that red wall underneath the movie screen. It creates a large, tunneled, sheltered area for the animals. Now, how cool is that to watch a movie along with the animals watching you watch the movie? Love their autumn theme. The mid-November weather on this particular Wednesday was perfect for touring Safari Park. The workers told me that the best time to visit the park is on the weekdays, as the weekends are very busy. So keep that in mind when you visit here. Also, the park is open all year round. If the weather is really bad, then they won't be open. Let's go inside the gift shop and take a quick look around.
Oh.
The folks that work here are very friendly and know everything you need to know about the park. And they've got a lot of really cool souvenirs, soft drinks, candies, ice cream, and t-shirts. Now, by the way, this is the entry to the petting zoo, picnic area, concession stand, the walking tour, and the restrooms.
Love that.
I gotta show you how super clean the restrooms are. And make sure you visit them before you do the 7-mile drive through the park at 5 miles per hour. Or be prepared to somehow take care of that urge to potty in your vehicle because you can't stop and get out. Here's the women's, and no, I didn't go in there.
Really?
Love that.
And here's the men's. Pretty clean, huh? So you leave the parking lot and take a right to enter the drive-through park. Now, when you are in the gift shop, make sure to get a brochure as it'll tell you all about the drive-through rules as well as what animals live in each of the 4 separated areas. There's that movie screen, and you can see that sheltered area behind the screen for the animals.
Love that.
Cattle guards separate each of the areas, and the animals have got it down as to knowing when a vehicle approaches, because that means extra food for the lucky ones quick enough to surround your car and get into your windows. We thought they'd move out of the way. We didn't want to bump into them, and you can't honk at them, so we slowly inched toward them, hoping that they'd get out of the way. Oh, that's a Bactrin Camel, also known as the Mongolian Camel. It's a large, even-toed hoofed native to the grasslands of Central Asia. And here come the ostrich and rheas, which are native to South America and distantly related to the ostrich and emu. All of them waiting for their special treats, of which we had none. Well, they created quite a traffic jam for us, so much so that workers had to rescue us and move the critters out of the way so we could proceed.
Come on! Ooh.
Well, we finally got through the first group of critters and can now begin the slow travel through the park. Hey, check out that ostrich wing flapping another bird away.
Excuse me?
Hello, brown-eyed girl. Oops, trapped again. But that's okay, because they are God's beautiful creatures, and I hope you enjoy looking at them as we did. And besides, there's no rush to get through the park unless it's getting close to 5 p.m., and then you gotta hustle. Now, in this first area are also the zebras, the Brazilian tapirs, the fallow deer, the axis deer, the sika deer, and of course the very curious and always hungry ostrich. The safari park is on the 163-year-old Hillcrest Farm owned by the Conley family since 1858. Now, up until 1945, it had produced numerous types of successful crops. In 1963, It was the proud owner of Tennessee's first privately held bison herd. In 1980, they introduced the zebras and African antelopes. In 2006, they began connecting with other zoos from around the country and became a major breeding center for rare and endangered hoof stock. Wanting to share their mission of preservation and conservation, the park was created and opened to the public in 2007. In 2012, they expanded from 80 acres to today's 110 acres.
Fabulous!
Claude H. Connolly, the first, taught his son Claude M. Connolly at a very young age to love and appreciate Hillcrest, the Connolly family, and all its animals. They collected lots of pheasants and peacocks and various types of deer. Now, this was a crucial moment in the young man's life, and that's when he knew he wanted to see animals from all over the earth saved and protected right here on the family farm he loves so much.
Hi there.
The collection grew over the years with bison in 1963, forming the first privately owned bison in the state of Tennessee. Damara zebras were added in 1980, and various rare and endangered antelope were added throughout the 80s and the 90s. Please keep in mind that balloons, straws, glass, streamers, confetti, stickers, or whistles of any kind are not allowed anywhere on the park's property. This is very important and ensures the safety and well-being of the animals.
Hi there.
Expect your windows and windshield to get those nose prints and slobber, such as from this prolific yet friendly slobberer. And make sure your wiper fluid reservoir is full, as you will definitely need it.
Ew. Oh.
In 2007, Claude Sr. and his two sons, Claude H. Connolly II and John Wesley Connolly, decided to create a park to showcase these rare and endangered species and bring a top tourism attraction to the West Tennessee rural farm. And today, the safari park has one of the largest private collections of zoo animals in the United States. If you roll your window down, you'll be in for a startling, maybe scary surprise. So try to keep your windows up unless you've got one of those large feeding cups of which you want to hold the bottom with your thumbs on the sides, or else you'll lose most, if not all, the feed inside your car.
Oh.
Also, if you have a peanut allergy, the animal feed does not contain peanuts. However, it is manufactured in an agricultural facility that does process peanuts or peanut shells. The park does not allow pets of any kind, including dogs, even if they're service dogs or animals, therapy dogs or animals, and emotional support dogs or animals, or any other outside animals inside the park at any time for the safety of all animals.
Love that.
Really?
Motorcycles and scooters are not allowed to go through the drive-through section of the park. The 7-mile drive through takes at least 1 hour to go through the park, depending on the time of the year. Now, most visitors will also spend another hour in the walk-through section, so to tour the entire park, you'll spend about 2 to 2.5 hours. The park works with almost every major zoo and breeding center in the United States and many abroad. They focus on rare and endangered species, and zoos call them almost daily asking about the availability of their species. Most zoos do not breed their species, especially hoofed species, for a variety of reasons, mostly due to the fact that they don't have the room to accommodate breeding and natural herd behaviors. And this means they rely on parks like this one to supply them with species. The park still has over 250 acres accessible to increase their animal collection, and they do intend on growing more than ever in the near future. Many of the species born here will remain here for the rest of their lives with their herds. The feed that's sold to visitors is less than 5% of the safari animals' consumption intake. During the slow tourist season, the feed would make up less than 1% of the animals' consumption. The animals are fed 18,000 pounds of grain, 24,000 pounds of hay and forage per week, regardless of if visitors come or not. And that's only for the hoofed species. Animals do not ever have to compete for food here.
Oh no!
Love that.
Ew.
Hey!
Pizza.
The animals are purposely put in their particular sections through decades of research in animal behavior studies. Now, some species are housed separately with their own species. This is due to the species not being able to coexist with other species in the park. It may seem random how various species are grouped socially, but we are assured that a great deal of research went into the social grouping dynamics.
Hey! Gimme, 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 gimme! Hi there!
After your journey, return to the gift shop to access the walk-through zoo, where you can relax and enjoy refreshments at the concession stand. Now, children will enjoy the playground area, pet the baby goats in the petting zoo, and have fun watching the squirrel monkeys. The Tennessee Safari Park is the perfect getaway for birthday parties, church groups, scout outings, corporate gatherings, family reunions, or any other group celebration you want to make memorable.
Nice!
The animals are still active if it rains, depending on the severity of the rain or cold. Now, some species are locked indoors if temps fall below 50 degrees and raining. A common misconception is that African species are cold intolerant, but that's not accurate. Most of the species here at the park have been born and raised here for over 65 years. The majority of the species raised here are selected for their adaptability to this particular western Tennessee environment. Multiple generations of the various species can be seen in the herds, and some species are in their 14th generation at the park. This is one of the few parks in the United States that does not accept donations or taxpayer funding. They keep a low overhead by being a family-owned and operated farm. The entire family works 365 days a year with little to no compensation from the park revenues. This helps the park maintain and grow without taxpayer funding. The park brings in over $9 million per year as an economic tourism impact for the area. Instead of being a liability, they are a major asset to the community. Near downtown Sherman, Texas, my grandmother would take me to the Krieger's feed store that had a couple of squirrel monkeys. Wanted one, but found out they required a crazy huge amount of care and attention. But they sure are cute and funny. Weird, too. Kind of like this weird dude with even weirder socks on that I spied sitting in front of an authentic log cabin. Seems he got spooked by some unexpected wall visitors. Run, Bubba, run! That's the concession stand. And these are small Texas Chihuahuas, also known as goats. And those are pheasants. And that's Jackson, the long-necked Chihuahua, also known as a giraffe.
Really?
Now, I heard this strange grunting noise, and it led me to these two lovebirds. Yep, it's their mating season, and once the female has had enough of him, she knocks him over, and then proceeds to either kill him by leaving him alone, or try to flip him back over, or in this case, take him traveling. Now, I got one of the workers to rescue the poor dude, so he's okay. I was told this happens all the time during their mating season. But it sure looks like she wasn't real happy with him for whatever the reason. We'll never know.
Oh. You can smell it.
I sure hope you get the chance to visit the wonderfully unique Tennessee Safari Park. You'll be glad you did.
Ew.
Don't mind me, Mr. Quinn. I'm just a curious little rhino.